So it seems like I have a bit of an internet problem.
Boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
And I don't know about you, but I've been finding myself very overstimulated, very overwhelmed by everything going on, right? Most of our work is online. You keep in touch with your friends online. Everything is online, and I think it's having a negative impact on us all. But why are we facing this internet addiction?
I don't know.
I call it. I'm going to give you 3 reasons to exactly why you may be addicted to the internet. So stay tuned because this might change your outlook on the internet forever. Brothers and sisters, welcome to yet another video on NANITE Global, your favorite source of motivational and self-improvement content. Now, we've all fallen in the trap of spending too much time on the internet. Let's keep it 100. Now, the internet is one of the biggest revelations of the 20th century, probably one of the most life-changing revelations ever in the history of humanity. But unfortunately, together with the benefits of the internet, there are negative consequences, and this has made people become addicted to the internet. And addiction is such a strong word, but this is how bad the situation is. You've been spending the majority of your time on the internet, whether consciously or unconsciously. You've been keeping in touch with friends on the web. You've been doing most of your work on the web. And just your whole life at the moment revolves around social media and revolves around the internet.
Stop it.
Now, starting off with the number 1 reason why you might be addicted is a simple case of FOMO, the fear of missing out. If some of you do not know what that stands for, it stands for the fear of missing out. And what I mean by this is that we as humans, naturally are intrigued. We always want to be up to date with the latest trends. We always want to know what other people are doing because, by comparing our lives to other people, we somehow realize that, this actually sucks. I could be doing so much better. And this is where the benefits of the internet comes in, because it can be a motivational tool, but most of the time it is a bad thing to compare yourself to people on social media and people on the internet, because you don't know their backstory. And I'm going to say this for the 1000th time probably. Social media and the internet are highlights of people's highlights. They are the best moments of the best moments of people's lives. No one posts about the real day, everyday things that we need to go through. So instead of, having the fear of missing out, focus on yourself. Focus on improving your habits. Focus on improving your mindset. And you know what? Some days a cleanse of social media is what works best. I know that sounds drastic for some people because, oh my God, I'm gonna, miss all the action.
That's what she said.
No. You would be doing yourself an immense favor. I'm not saying take weeks off of the internet. If you want to do that also. But 1 or 2 days of the internet can do wonders for your brain. And unfortunately, in this day and age, it's pretty hard for us to stay away from the internet and social media because, as I said, most of our important family members, most of our work revolves around the internet. So my advice to you is that instead of having FOMO, I know you always want to be up to date. We always want to keep with the trend. We always want to see what's going on in the world. But allow yourself to take a step back and reflect on the other aspects of your life that you want to get in order and start working on them. I don't know about you guys, but when I was in primary school, which was, to be honest, a pretty long time ago.
What did he say?
But when I was in primary school, this was the mecca of the mecca. If you did not have a cell phone, you were a loser. And I just remember the hype around, those square Blackberries that came out in when is it, the 2013s, 2012s, thereabouts. But, all of that, when I think back to it, was to fit in, right? And as you grow older and as you grow wiser, you start to realize that there's no need to fit in. In fact, I prefer not to fit in. I prefer to stand out. And I think that is the healthiest attitude to adopt. If you want to escape the rat race, if you're, currently bored with your life, it's mainly because, you wanted to fit in. You wanted to please your parents. You wanted to do what they said. You wanted to pursue the career that they wanted for you. And you neglected your old dreams. Don't just say old dreams. You neglected your own dreams.
10 seconds later.
But you know, and something as simple as wanting a cell phone in primary school, that is where the whole fitting in dilemma started. Because I don't have a cell phone. How am I going to be popular amongst my friends? How am I, as this, you know, lonely kid, going to fit in with the rest of the crowd if I don't have a cell phone? And then you end up, you know, begging your parents for a cell phone. They eventually get you one, and then you realize that you have the older model, and now all of your friends have a newer model. So it's a continuous cycle. It's a never-ending cycle, because, you know, technology is advancing every single day. You're never going to have the best of the best, and that is why I say trying to fit in is so useless. And it's not just with technology. It's not just with the internet. Fitting in general is not something that you need to do. Don't let anyone force you to do that. Listen to your own dreams, listen to your heart, and start working on the aspects of your life that you want to work on without negative outside influences like the internet. So I feel the number one reason why we all have gotten somewhat addicted to the internet is because we've been brainwashed. As simple as that. You know, this might sound corny, it might sound cliche, it might sound like a conspiracy theory, but what is the agenda behind the internet? And
What do you mean by that?
I don't think we sit back and think about that, because, you know what, yes, the internet changed countless lives, don't get me wrong. It allowed us to stay in touch with loved ones that are far away. It allowed us to, you know, learn. It allowed us to improve our knowledge, to have a laugh, to enjoy ourselves. Of course, there are benefits. But in general, certain content that gets, you know, pushed on the internet is meant to brainwash you. As simple as that. You know, and I think, to me, the internet is one big business. I mean, think about it. The telecommunications company and the internet service providers, they won't have business if people don't use the internet. As simple as that. So basically, they give you a mix of helpful content and they give you a mix of terrible content. But at the end of the day, you still consume the terrible content they want you to consume.
Oh no!
So, as a matter of fact, in my opinion, we have all to a certain extent been brainwashed, and it's very, very hard to cleanse our minds of that. You need to take a step back and you need to just really gain some perspective. Why am I using the internet? Is this having a good effect on me, or is it having more of a bad effect on me? And you need to weigh up those two. If it's having a more bad effect on you than having a good effect, I would cut it out for a few days just to cleanse your mind. And, you know, that time will give you the time to basically come up with measures to really control your internet use, right? Like allocating certain times of the day to the internet only, while, you know, the rest of the time you enjoy things like, you know, bike riding, walking, reading, whatever your hobbies are. So please let me know if you feel you're addicted to the internet currently. Please explain to me why you feel like that. Explain to me how long you've been feeling like that, and what are you doing to improve that. I'd like to thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have any other recommendations about topics, please leave them down in the comment section, and I'll be seeing you next time.